All right, we're back for phase 2 here today. We're going to get into active range of motion, stretching, and some strength and stability today. We are going to spend the entire time on the ground, or if you're completing this exercise session in a bed, you do want a nice, comfortable surface here. So I'm going to use my foam pad for kind of my comfort today. So what we're going to do is we're going to lie down on our back. We're going to bring our knee up. We're going to put both hands on the back side of the knee so that our leg has some support. All right, I do want you to try and pull this leg back as far as you can without any pain. But then from there is what we're going to try and do is we're going to give this leg a nice pulse and a kick towards the ceiling. So what I want you to do is not only focus on letting that leg come as straight as possible, but also letting gravity have its effect in pulling that leg down. So what I don't want you to do is to stop this downward motion and then kick straight back up again. Let that knee get into full bend and then extend the foot towards the ceiling. All right? Now, when you come down, when you feel this bend of the knee, you might feel a nice tight cord on both the inside and the outside part of the knee. All right, so if you kind of feel those start to push into your hand a little bit, that's okay. It just basically tells us that we are getting into that full end range of flexion. So go ahead and complete 15 repetitions here. Again, taking this one nice and slow. There's no need for us to go super fast. I do want you to try and increase the range of motion both on the way down and the way up as you continue on. The next one that we're going to get into is simply going to be a straight leg raise. To keep it nice and simple, is what we're trying to do is strengthen some of the muscles that are involved within the hip flexion. So in order to help stabilize this knee, we have to strengthen just about everything else around it. Okay? So one of those muscle groups is basically what's going to be called our hip flexors. It's going to basically be anything that brings our hip into this flexed position. All right? So we're going to be on our back here. And what we're trying to do is keep our core braced while raising this leg up as high as we can, keeping it straight and not using any sort of momentum to bring it up high. All right, we want to utilize the muscle group to really strengthen it, again, so it can help to support the knee. This is one of those exercises where it might be a little bit more challenging than you perceive. So let's start with 10 repetitions, and then as you progress on, try to complete 15 repetitions every time you perform this exercise session. All right, you may feel a little bit of popping or crunching here in the hip. As long as there's no pain with that movement itself, then you're going to be okay. All right, if there's popping and crunching, that's okay as long as there's no pain. Now, as you continue to raise this leg up, your leg's obviously going to start to fatigue. Pain is not going to be this burning sensation within the hip. Okay, burning sensation is going to point towards muscular fatigue. That is okay. It's basically your body telling you, hey, you're using this muscle. I just want to let you know it's getting relatively tired. All right, so if you do feel that burning sensation as you're lifting this leg, that is completely okay. The next exercise that we're going to get into is going to be on our side. I'm going to bring this foam pad underneath my hip now, because one thing that I want you to focus on is getting completely closed off to this movement. So a lot of times when we do this motion, people are kind of rotated like so, but we want you completely on your side. All right, so you may even need something for your elbow here. We're going to bend our knees, so our knees are going to be tucked into the chest. Our feet are going to be stacked. From here is what we're trying to do is we're trying to open up the knee into what's basically like a clamshell without taking that foot off of the other foot. All right? So again, this is going to be one of those exercises that's going to strengthen different muscle groups that are going to help strengthen and stabilize the knee. Oftentimes these muscle groups here are very weak in individuals. It's one of those exercises where we can definitely complete it on both sides. And it's another one of those exercises where it's going to shock you a little bit, but I think that you can start with 15 repetitions because it's not too strenuous on the body. Very effective, but not strenuous. All right? So again, I'm starting to feel some of that burning sensation in the backside of my hip. That's exactly what we should be feeling. All right? It should be kind of in the backside of the hip into the butt cheek. So, once you complete 15 repetitions on that exercise with both sides, you will have completed phase 2 of our knee program. Go ahead and check back next week for phase number 3.